Welcome back, brave souls. Today we're on a journey through pain and pint-sized agony, because today we're counting down the top 5 most painful insect bites on the planet. We're diving into the world of creatures so small you might overlook them until they bite. So grab your insect repellent and get ready to appreciate living in the city where you're less than likely to encounter these guys. Number 5 is a seemingly unassuming paper wasp. What looks like a longer than usual wasp is far more deceiving than you would think. This guy is like a wasp, except for he maxed out his stats in the pain department. The sting of a paper wasp delivers a fiery pain that's been described as burning and throbbing. Their sting is a souvenir that you definitely don't want from your picnic, and if their sting wasn't enough, these guys have been known to recognize faces from both friends and foes. So next time you're at a picnic and you see a wasp with a slightly longer than usual body, you might as well just let it take what it wants, because if it happens to be a paper wasp and you swat him away from your food, he will never forget, ever. And he will be back every single day to ruin your entire summer. Coming in at number 4 on the list of most painful insect bites, we have the velvet ant, which, plot twist, isn't an ant, but a wingless wasp that quite frankly looks more like a spider than any of the aforementioned insects. Besides being an insect you don't want to come across, the velvet ant doubles as a fashion icon because these guys have a fuzzy, vibrant, and colorful coat. They're like the living, breathing, stinging shag carpet. But don't let their fuzzy and soft appearance fool you, because a female velvet ant packs a sting that's anything but soft. The female velvet ant's sting is so intense it's earned the nickname Cow Killer, meaning even your mom doesn't stand a chance against these guys. Jokes aside, it can't actually kill a cow, but it can certainly make a grown man wish for a time machine to avoid the encounter. Their sting scores a whopping 3 out of 4 on the Schmidt Pain Index, meaning it doesn't get much more ouch when it comes to insect stings. Their sting is also said to last for up to 30 minutes, leaving you in agonizing pain for far longer than you'd wish for. The velvet ant stings have been described as hot oil from a deep fryer being poured over your hand, so I'm sure that if you ever come across one of these guys in the wild, you'd probably wish that you just stayed at home that day. Going on to number 3 on our list, we have the warrior wasp, and just hearing the name might give you an idea of what we're up against now. These metallic blue insects, fierce as their name suggests, and get this, if you didn't think a regular wasp were aggressive enough, these guys constantly are looking for something to sting. The sting of a warrior wasp is described as a torture you can't run away from. It's been likened to being chained into the flow of an active volcano, delivering a pulsating and all-encompassing pain. The warrior's wasp is nature's way of teaching you to stay at home, because there's never a good enough reason to be near anything like this. Moving on to number 2 on our list, we have the Tarantula Hawk. This insect sounds like a creature from a sci-fi movie, and it lives up to the name, because the Tarantula Hawk, and I'm not making this up, is a wasp that preys on tarantulas. These guys are the ultimate spider wranglers. They paralyze tarantulas and use them as living nurseries for their larvae. With iridescent blue-black bodies and rust-colored wings, they're stunning as they are fearsome. The sting of a tarantula hawk is electrifying and has been described as blinding, fierce, and shockingly electric. It's an immediate, all-consuming pain that can only be described as turning the dial up on pain to 11. The only advice I could find on dealing with a sting from these tarantula hawks was to lie down and scream. These guys are actually so feared across the animal kingdom that many animals decided that their best defense mechanism would just be to mimic the way the tarantula hawk looks. And now finally, the moment you've all been nervously itching for, the number 1 spot for the most painful insect bite goes to the infamous bullet ant, named for a sting so painful it's likened to being shot. These ants are found in humid rainforests of Central and South America, and they're not your average picnic crashers. With their formidable size reaching up to an inch in length, bullet ants deliver a sting that tops the Schmidt Pain Index, topping every other insect in the world. Their pain is described as waves of burning, throbbing, all-consuming pain that can last for over 24 hours. An entire day spent in agonizing pain because you decided you couldn't have dinner at home, but you had to go outside for a picnic. Victims of the bullet ant have reported that it feels like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded into your heel. Some of the symptoms of being bitten by a bullet ant is swelling, increased heart rate, and of course, blood in your feces. So I'm just going to recommend that you avoid these guys at all costs. So now there you have it, the top 5 most painful insect bites known to humankind. While curiosity is a virtue, when it comes to these insects, admiration from afar is probably the best policy. And now thank you for joining us for this week's episode. Make sure to subscribe for more weekly videos if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, keep your bug spray close and keep your curiosity closer. But maybe just not too close to the bullet ant's nest.